Today I'm going to show you how I restored some antique cheese boxes that were a thrift store find. These cheese boxes were actually in pretty good shape, with the exception of these old labels that were on top of them. You can use various techniques to remove labels, but because these were almost like a wallpaper, I chose a heat gun. Most labels, when you take them off with a heat gun, the upper, and these were true to form, the colorful part, top part, comes off very easily. And the work is that adhesives or the paper mess underneath the colored part that can be much more harder to take off. So we're going to wash these. They've gotten the tops got all the glue off, at least I think so. And then here's the inside. I haven't touched it at all. So I grabbed some of this Murphy's oil soap, and I'm going to put it in a bucket of water, and I'm going to take my scrub brush and scrub the inside of this out as much as I can. Grab a clean cloth to dry it. It's pretty good. Keep doing that. I'll show you what it looks like for the top then, because I'll just finish doing that. For the top, I'll do the same thing. The reason I'm doing this with a scrub brush is because this wood is quite coarse. So let's see how much dirt we get off. Yeah. No, I'm not allowing this to soak in the water at all. See, it's pretty clean. But I'll do it, and I'll do all the outer sides, and then I'll come back and we'll take a look. See, it's going to need some repairs. I'll do some of the repairs and show you that. So but the only problem I see is there's a bit of a gap right here where this here is popped up. I'll put some glue in there. And I'll let this dry for a day or so. That's all there is to fix this top now. It's pretty much ready to go. Make it smooth and everything. This is the bottom. And it kind of has the same problem. I'll actually show you what I'm doing. I just put some glue on the top here. These little clamps were a garage sale find, and I think they're great for this. Hope you can see the difference here. I'll have my hand out of the way. I'm just going to press it in there to hold it. It's good here. Now some of these nails kind of coming out. You can see that it's coming out there. So I'll just go around and gently tap them back into place. I tried several before finding the dark walnut matching my cheese box. The problem, if you look here, you can see that the wood is very dry. So instead of wiping my stain off right away, I let it soak in for a couple of minutes before I wiped it off. I let it sit in for a couple of minutes actually before I took a soft cloth and cleaned off the outside, and that's all there was to it. So to better thin this, I used a polyacrylic matte finish. And the thing with it is if you look right here, you can see on the left hand side it's a bit purplish. Certainly white. It says it dries clear, and I've used it before so I know it has. But see where I pointed out that rough spot? That's a concern, because if it's too thick, it's going to show, I'm pretty sure it's going to show white in there. That's caused by very rough wood, and the stuff's old and it wasn't great. You know, it's a cheese box, so it wasn't built with the best of wood to begin with. So I'm going to spend the time here on the video. I'm showing you how I use my brush to get rid as much of that as I can, just by working it in and then wiping my brush off and working it in some more. For the one little spot, that rough spot, I actually take a cloth and dab the cloth in the corner to get as much of it out as I can. Now, at this point, I'm just using a dry brush. I've got no new Varathane on it. I'm just trying to spread out and thin what I've got. Any white spots in there, you can see that I'm taking it out. On the side here as well, you can see when I put it on, see how it's kind of like a purplish white color? I do exactly the same thing around that side. I just put it on, wipe my cloth dry, or wipe my brush dry on that cloth, and keep working it, thinning it out until such a time as it's clear. Hope that helps. Turns out my little cheese boxes were too large to stack on top of my hoser cabinet, so I placed them up on top like this, and I made a wreath in it, and I'll be sharing that soon as well. Happy crafting.